Finally, the leader of indigenous people of Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, sent a message to Nigerians as his brother and legal consultants visit Sokoto prison. This thing is happening today. Today's date is 23rd of November 2025. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have, given his own side of the story of what happened in the court. Chai, it is well. So the message from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, according to Prince Kanu, is that Prince Emmanuel Kanu, the younger brother of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the leader of indigenous people of Biafra, has released a message, and this message is on behalf of his brother following their recent visit to him at the Sokoto medium security prison. According to Prince Kanu, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu insisted that his conviction has no legal foundation, stressing that no individual can be lawfully convicted under a repealed law. He stated that his final written address, which was centered on the principle of fair hearing, was denied by the court. He further pointed out that the evidence relied upon for his conviction was neither contained in the charge sheet nor properly tendered as evidence against him. He also criticized the court for relying on struck-out charges previously handled by Justice Binta Nyako, describing it as a serious legal flaw. Flaw. The flaw on this judge is too much. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu reportedly noted that a careful review of the judgment revealed numerous errors that, in his view, invalidated the entire trial process. He called on well-meaning Nigerian judges, magistrates, and legal practitioners to examine the judgment and ensure that justice and the Nigerian Constitution are upheld. He questioned the contradiction between his conviction and earlier favorable rulings from the nations, that is from the Umuahia High Court, Enugu Appeal Court, the Supreme Court, and even the United Nations, which are reportedly stated that the laws under which he was charged were repealed and required amendments. So in his message, he reaffirmed his opposition of injustice, unfairness, and oppression against anyone, regardless of tribe, religion, or ethnic background, while appreciating all supporters for their prayers and solidarity. He concluded with the words, "Injustice to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is injustice everywhere. I remain thankful for all your support, prayers, and good thoughts. Elohim bless you." Your message is highly received. I acknowledge receipt of your message. May the Elohim, in which our hope depends on, may he continue to protect you. May he continue to guide you. But I want you to know that this is not the end of the world, and you will not die in that Sokoto prison. You are a prisoner of conscience. The same way they sentenced you to life in prison was the same way they sentenced Nelson Mandela to life in prison. And Nelson Mandela later came out from that prison and he became the president of South Africa. One day, surely, you must regain your freedom and you shall lead the thousands and millions of Biafrans into our motherland. We must surely get that our freedom, and freedom shall we get. One day, it is no longer far. God will make it quick for his people, because this intimidation, this marginalization against Igbo, even heaven is aware of it. So in no longer time, Igbo, we are really going home. This is the message of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I hope all well-wishers, all Biafrans, all Igbo people all over the whole wide world who hearken on to this particular message from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we heed and concentrate, focus on the agitation and actualization of our freedom. Because in Nigeria, there is nothing like justice to an Igbo man. There is no justice. Justice is not meant for an Igbo man in Nigeria. I want you all to know that. Imagine the people trying to bring out Isaac Bakoro's trial during 1966 time, even though that he was sentenced as a result of treason felony, he was sentenced to die, but later on he was granted freedom. Do you get that? He was granted amnesty. But in the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, whenever it has to do with Igbo people, they start calling it something else. You see what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said? Under a repealed law. Not just that alone. The candidates, what they used to jail Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was not even presented as some of the charges against him in the court during his trial. Do you see how these people are? How corny they are? Imagine you are trying to say that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, okay, those things that you claim, imagine telling Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that he was the one that asked Nigerians to go and protest during the NSAS. How did Mazi Nnamdi Kanu tell Nigerians to go and protest during the NSAS? Is he ruling Nigerians? As a matter of fact, he's agitating for the freedom of his people. Do you get the point? Why are Nigerians agitating? Why are Nigerians protesting to end SARS? Because of SARS brutality against innocent Nigerians. SARS have made it, they are notorious to Nigerian youth. Anywhere they see Nigerian youth, either they shoot at sight, or they collect your phone, or they even take you to one bank location, provided you are with your ATM, they will take everything you have in your bank account. So they are very notorious, and they are, in fact, they are doing the work of bandits in uniform already. So there are reasons why Nigerians took to the street to protest for end SARS. So why using it against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Imagine people are using it as a caricature. Comedians are now using it. Then look at what a court, a judge, somebody like Omotosho, you call yourself Honorable Justice Omotosho, and you use something like ESA to jail Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Just imagine that it is life imprisonment, that someone broadcasted from a very far away land exposing your atrocities, exposing this killing we are passing through today in Nigeria. Yet you say that this man, in fact, he deserves to be sentenced for life. Honestly, Nigeria is really shocking, I don't want to talk too much regarding this. It has happened, that it has happened. That is not the end of the world. And we hope that one day Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will come out, better and stronger. And that is all I can say. Even though that yesterday was also a rumor that this Justice James Omotosho, he escaped an assassination attempt. And this morning, the Federal High Court dismisses the alleged assassination plot on Justice James Omotosho. They said it is a fake news. It shocked my people. I want you guys to watch a particular video from one particular lawyer like that. Nigerian lawyer, but doesn't base in Nigeria. This man based overseas. This man made a shocking revelation concerning Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's trial. And not just that alone. If you see the way people are talking against Omotosho, the way people are laying curses on this man, honestly, in his entire life, in his next world, whenever they ask him to come and oversee the trial of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, to come and be the judge that will oversee his trial, he will run away. He will never accept, he will never go close to somebody like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If I want to hear your own thoughts and your opinion regarding this, don't forget to finish watching this video, watch to the very end, and drop your kind opinion and thought in the comment section. Thanks for watching, and watch the rest of the video.
From today onwards, I have serious interest in the case outside Nigeria of Nnamdi Kanu. 3 hours ago, I spent drafting a review, a judicial review against the government of United Kingdom in the United Kingdom court to review why they did not see rendition, why we should give evidence, thorough evidence, how Mr. Nnamdi Kanu was abducted without the country where he was abducted from knowing that he had been abducted. They came stealthily, stole the guy, abducted the guy, blindfolded him, took him to Nigeria. The court today has said, yes, he was renditioned. The judge, a lousy, silly, shambolic judge who seemed to have gone to a school compound but never gone into a classroom, tried to summarize to us. In doing so, he said he brought it out, all of it. And that is very good evidence which I have captured for me. I have, from today onwards, in the old lady in the court, in His Majesty's courts, I've become an interested party on this case because it is outside Nigeria's armpit. I will now take on the Ministry of Foreign and the Commonwealth that has failed to reinforce, that has failed to investigate the renditioning of Nnamdi Kanu, a British national, taken away. And courts in that country, Kenya, said, no, you must bring back that person because you violated our laws. How on earth a Commonwealth country violates another Commonwealth airspace, comes at night, kills people, takes them?
A lot of questions has been raised. The way Nnamdi Kanu's case has been going, are there cases of similar or even higher standing that were not so handled? Would anybody looking at the Nigerian state and seeing people who are making all kinds of trouble, big or small, say readily outside of the court and the law that, look, if you're speaking of picking people who are disturbing public peace, who are quote unquote even leaning towards separatism, is Kanu the only viable person to pick on? Is it because he's an Igbo man? Is it because he's from the southeast? That is the real concern. The other element is that unfortunately the matter is taken into the court. And so court details, court technicalities become the paradigm for decision making. Whereas this is a matter I believe should have been resolved long before now politically. I'm not convinced he should have been in detention for the length of time he was. I'm not convinced that this decision, even if, and it is decision of the court, I'm not convinced it will not lead to further aggravation of the situation in the southeast. You know, there's a seat at home. He's been there for how many years now? The Sam Ekpa, so what's his name? The Simon Ekpa angle to it. Nnamdi himself has come out to tell them to stop the sit at home, if you recall. While still in detention, made announcements, called names. It never stopped because it's been taken over by opportunistic criminality. So the judgment has been given. Let us see the aftermath. But certainly a lot of people are not going to like it in the southeast. And I imagine that the security agencies themselves might also be a little more alert because of that. But it is also a time for there to be a presidential intervention, if you like. Find a political solution. Yes, the law has taken its course. There's a prerogative of mercy by the president. I can understand the young man, there is inequity. I may not agree with his views, but I'm convinced that we cannot waste our children. Will I be happy seeing him put away? You can see he's bold, he's intelligent, he's brilliant, but I would want to see him within the law. And I think I will get greater satisfaction not allowing him to be kept in prison. This is the time for that kind of thing to happen. And I believe the elders from the southeast, the political leaders, you see the concern because the rascality associated with those who claim to be following him, many of whom he has disowned, they are just using his name. You don't know who they will strike next. Oh, you people are there enjoying yourselves and now our leader has been jailed because you went to... They've accused the Southeast leaders of all kinds of things, that they were giving money. It might lead to reprisals and it's not the sort of thing we should look forward to.
I was listening to Justice Omotosho. That was a long one. It was many hours. many hours we were listening to him. And when he was saying some of the things, there were many things that I heard him say that I didn't even know existed, you know. So I stay asking myself, have I really been following this case as closely as I should have? What advice can we give going forward?
No, you see, that's the thing. Proceedings in the court is different from public opinion, public perception. Because there's the information that will be given to the judge and the judge will act based on the evidence before him or her. So at the outside level, that's why the lawyer will speak of arbiter dictate, you know, pedestrian debate. If we're discussing housing now, some people who don't know anything about it are throwing in one comment or the other. We don't need to listen to them. Now, you're saying you listen in detail. I wasn't able to. I had things you didn't know. Those are the things which those who are looking at it will say, on the basis of this is what we must do. Now, on the other side, others are saying he didn't do anything. You go into those details, he won't take us anywhere. I think the most important thing is to find out what's to be done such that there will be an amelioration. You
mentioned prerogative of mercy, Prof.
Yes.
That's something you're pushing for the president.
The president can intervene at this point, certainly. The general perception dominant in the southeast is that it's not a matter of whether he did anything or not, but that because he's Igbo and because he's fighting for the rights And the other element is also you find that those who are talking about him fighting for those rights will also not ask themselves, some of them are not asking themselves, will this method deliver those rights? When you say sit at home, that's a predominantly trading environment. And so people's income is related with physical mobility. And for every Monday, now, it's like I'll be pinching myself so that you, killer, will see the pain and give me what I want. You're pinching yourself. I'm pinching myself. You're busy doing what you're doing. You say this guy needs to have his. That's what's been going on. So several markets have been shut down in the southeast over time. And it's not even that they are shut down. They are moving away. The traders are moving away because they get harassed. Roads are not safe. And you can't even say nice about Biafra. But to the substantive matter, yes, a judgment has been given. One is not competent to query the technical content or detail of a court judgment by a court of competent jurisdiction. But one has a right and a duty to say, yes, these are the facts. Within our laws, these are ameliorative steps that can be taken. Within that law, these are some things that fall into the powers of the president and the presidency and the council of state. And it is possible to intervene from that level. I mean, that is what I think we should be. To now be saying waka to motor shot to anybody is just pedestrian, it's just chatter in the street.
Get anything
we need
done.
a solution.
Speaking of solutions, is it time for the Southeast to have a conversation? Because once you just talk about the Southeast, everyone talks about Biafra, IPOB, ESN. But there is the Southeast that is saying, no, listen, we have been marginalized from governance. We do not occupy key positions and we want more representation in governance.
You have pockets of the Southeast that's together. The political elite of today who are dominant, they are together. And they will make it their business to ensure that any talk about secession is a joke. They are beneficiaries of the system. You don't expect if I'm a senator, you're talking about secession, I will support you. What will happen to all the privileges I'm getting? What will happen to the money I spend for the elite? So there will be those in some visibility politically will be the primary, if you like, denigrators or saboteurs of any talk about secession. Because who will lead? That's one. Two, the concept of a state of Biafra. You're talking about people from a certain area who want to go their own way, within a framework that will not allow them, right? And they are calling for a referendum, which makes a lot of sense. But then do you suppose that the federal government will give you money to go and conduct a referendum? Do you also suppose that people will feel very confident when they know there are, apart from the leader speaking, there are no real structures or anchors? And also when you consider the knowledge level of the players. So and when you say come together and have this conversation in the Southeast, yes, I'm from the Southeast, but if you want to really be very frank about the profile of the Southeast, you must, on close examination, draw the conclusion that is a region that has been acting politically with the least consciousness of what strategy means in leadership. The other day, they wanted to make a mayor of, Major General Fundibo, and crown him. People who had money came together to do that in Lagos. So you have the businessmen's wing of Ndibo, who are together. So you're saying, is it time for them to come together? Kela, you come together with them, you say, look, this is the way to go about it. They look around. Who is Kela? If the other thing she's suggesting, if we ask for the money, will she bring it? Please, let's be serious. Then you have the academic elite who are also on their own. You have the political elite who are not truly, quite honestly, aligned with anybody. And they're in a region where, unlike the Southwest, that was able to contain its security challenges through Amotekun, Ibubagu never took off. It's a frightening reality because if you move now below the level of the elite, there's no interest, they are not even aware of what's going on.